All right. Good morning, everyone. I think most of you know, but my name is John Olgeen, and I oversee marketing and communications for Chip Ganassi Racing. And we're excited to make an announcement today with a leading online poker company called Global Poker. It's a multi-race deal for the 2019 season that begins here this weekend. So you may have seen the car already on the racetrack. With us today, we have Mats Johnson, who's the Chief Marketing Officer for Global Poker. We also have Doug Duchardt, who's the Chief Operating Officer for Chip Ganassi Racing. And you guys might know the guy in the middle, Kurt Busch, who's the driver of the #1 Global Poker Chevrolet. So I'm going to turn it over to Mats. And just, Mats, how does it feel? And maybe you want to give a little bit of background about Global Poker.
Yeah, morning, everyone. My name is Mats Johnson. This is our first foray into NASCAR, and the whole organization is really excited. A little bit about Global Poker. We were born just over 2 years ago, and we've been through a pretty exciting journey. We are now the leading online poker business in the United States, and are aiming to take our business to the next level. We have looked at a lot of different sports sponsorships, and we've done Major League Baseball deals, testing that out, hockey and a few things. And we realized after serving our customers that a lot of our players, they love NASCAR. And there's no better way to tie it in than to have the opportunity of working with Chip Ganassi and Kurt to trial this out. And we are aiming to really start this partnership to test it out and then to make a longer term deal. So we have some great aspirations of being a fixture on the NASCAR circuit in many years to come.
Thanks, Mats. Doug, want to talk a little bit about bringing somebody new to the sport and your thoughts in general?
Thanks, John. Yeah, first I want to welcome Mats and Global Poker to Chip Ganassi Racing and NASCAR. I think what's exciting for us is, as Mats said, they have players already that have an affinity towards NASCAR, and what I think is going to be natural is the brand loyalty that NASCAR fans show to anyone that associates themselves with the sport. Hopefully will give them a bump in what they've already seen as to be a successful business. I think it's a great fit for our company, and I'm excited to see the car on the track, and really happy to have them as part of our team and also to welcome them into the sport.
Kurt, thoughts on new fire suit, new brand, probably pretty exciting.
Yeah, this is fantastic to have a global company such as Global Poker come to NASCAR and to see the opportunity that everyone here knows is very powerful with our race fans, the TV viewership. And then we were talking last night at dinner about the community and everybody that's involved in NASCAR and how it spreads through the race fans to their motorhomes, it spreads to business outings, and there's so many different unique opportunities that our sport provides to sponsorship. And with Global Poker jumping in, it's unique because with a new brand such as them coming to our sport, it shows how powerful the numbers that NASCAR can still produce. And it's been a fun start to our season, and to give Global Poker 2 champions, Chip Ganassi Racing and myself, it's a true partnership that these guys have gone all in on. So I had to make sure I got some poker terminology in there. And it's going to be great to, to show the poker face that I don't have, because I wear my emotions on my sleeve. And my job ultimately is to get Global Poker into victory lane and to celebrate with their sponsorship at Chip Ganassi Racing.
Perfect. So I'll take questions, but before that, I wanted to let you know we're also going to go outside right after to unveil the car. But before we do that, any questions? Claire first, Wolfgang, then Wolfgang.
Claire Beeline, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. This seems right up your alley, being from Vegas. And Kyle said a week ago, hey, somebody call me. You know, this sponsorship of the gambling side of it is just going to be, is it just going to open the floodgates, do you believe?
Yeah, I think this opportunity is an organic blend of what we're seeing within our sport on the e-culture with esports, but also with sports betting opening up. It reminds me of 10 years ago when the hard liquor category and the brands that wanted to involve themselves in our sport opened up. And so with with the unique opportunity through Global Poker, their brand draws in everybody from all around the world to go online and to play poker and compete against each other. And it's not necessarily the sports betting side of it. It's more of a genuine mano-a-mano competition of, you know, who's playing better hands and how the advertising campaign works. And so it's neat to have that on our car. And again, it blends in with what I was saying is fun, you know, with Ganassi and the way that Monster Energy is ramped up their involvement. We've got Gear Wrench. We now have Global Poker. It's unique to see all these brands blend together on the #1 car.
Mats, is there anything you needed to add to that or wanted to add to that?
Only that we were actually designed for guys like Kurt, because when you play online, you don't need to show your poker face. So we have a lot of opportunities there for you. So
Thank you. That'll help out.
Good, Wolfgang.
Yeah, Wolfgang Monser from Germany. A question to Mr. Matt Johnson. Actually, two. Number one, how did the contact came together with Chip Ganassi Racing and Kurt? And second, do you have already players from outside of America, especially from Europe?
The last question first. Not yet. We've been so exceptionally busy managing a galloping horse, which has been the success of Global Poker to date. So we haven't gotten around to that. The plans are that we will open up in a number of different markets later on this year, but we have a lot of headroom still in the United States. The deal itself has, you know, we have been looking at, as I mentioned earlier, we've been looking at different opportunities to align ourselves with a sport and a team within the sport that is making a lot of sense for us, that resonates with our players. And when the opportunity came up with Chip Ganassi Racing and Kurt in particular, I think we jumped on this and literally, you know, did the deal in a matter of a few days. And yeah, it's been a very, very pleasant negotiation. So after dealing with Major League Baseball and a few other larger organizations, coming to Chip Ganassi Racing, I must point out, has been an eye-opener for me. And I think it resonates with what's going on in NASCAR. NASCAR is a sport that is, you know, focused. It's for the fans, and the relationship with the fans, as far as I can see it, is very tight. And I think that is what we are after, and that's what led us to jump in head first. Go all in was already taken, right? So can't use that.
You handied up, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're here. I'm very excited.
Lee?
Lee Spencer, RacingVoice.com. Doug, can you talk about the quick start Kurt's been off to at the start of the season and what you've seen as far as what his contribution has been?
Yeah, I'd be glad to talk about that. It's been from the time that Kurt started, it's been a real joy, and it's been fun to watch him get acclimated with the team. And I very much appreciate from where I sit how he's worked to make sure that he and the 42 group work closely together. And I think that we're just starting that, and I think it's only going to get better. And I think that team in particular, after a rough Daytona, bounced back and has shown a lot of really good synergy between he and Matt McCall already in 2 races. We were talking about it last night. I think that, you know, Atlanta was a solid race. And then in Las Vegas, I thought Matt made a really good strategy call, and Kurt did an excellent job of optimizing that strategy call by leading 20 laps on older tires and then hanging on for a 5th place. So I think, you know, heading into Phoenix, I feel really good about where those guys are, and I feel good about how we've started as a company. I feel like we're just off maybe the lead cars, but certainly we can compete, and that was shown last week by Kurt at Vegas and by Kyle in Atlanta when we led the most laps. So feel good about where we're at, but certainly it's a marathon. I mean, we've only run 2 races. We all tried to extrapolate what's happened in Atlanta and Vegas and what's going to happen the rest of the season. And as you guys know, that's all going to change as we get towards the end of the season. But we just have to stay on it as a team. And I feel really good about how we're working together. And I think Kurt's done a really good job of helping that accelerate as quickly as we could as a group.
All right, okay.
Hey, Tyler Burnett, Motor Racing Network. Kurt, a couple. So the first one, with this new rules package and the track being so wide next week at Fontana, how do you think the racing will play out there, just because you could go anywhere? And then secondly, since we're going to Hollywood, what's your favorite movie and why?
For Fontana next week, the surface is very similar to Atlanta, and then you have 5 lanes to choose from, and more times than not, there's a restart within the final 20, 15, 10 laps, and you have to put tires on, and you have to go on offense. There's no defense at Fontana, and I think that's why it's a fan favorite. I think the race is always exciting in different portions, whether it's the end of the stages or it's the end when everybody's all in and trying to go and push all their chips in to get that win. So we'll see how it plays out. My favorite movie, Hollywood. There's so many. My favorite actor, in the way that he's always in chase scenes, wrecking cars and jumping on motorcycles. With the way that he played in Good Will Hunting. You know which guy I'm leading to. That would be the guy I would pick if I'm going to be in my own movie. That he's going to play me, and so
that could be Rounders then, right?
True that, yes. So I mean, all the way through in Hollywood, it's unique too, also to see who comes out to our races and who's involved and who has that passion for their NASCAR, and so it's great to see all that. But there's a few different characters out there.
Any other questions? Anyone? All right. Thank you, guys. We're going to take a quick photo right up here, and then we're going to go outside.